So Ruben Amorim seems destined for the United job now, and he's got the aura for it. He's got the good looks. Not that the looks matter, but you know what? It can't hurt, can it?
No, don't make it gay.
How does he set his teams up though, and what can we expect from him at United? We did these videos for Ten Hag, and he didn't actually adopt any of his playing style from his old Ajax teams really into this United one. He just brought over all of his old players. But let's just hope that Amorim does a better job at integrating that style now into this United team. There's some pros to that style. There's a little bit of negative stuff that I'm going to get into in this video as well. Please drop a like if you enjoy, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. And let's get into it.
Okay, let's go.
The good things that I think the Ineos were looking at with Amorim is that his teams were always very possession heavy, and they also created a lot of chances. Obviously, transferring this to the Prem from the Portuguese league is easier said than done, but the foundations are there. He's also heavily integrated youth into his teams as well, and with the level of the talent that we've got at Carrington at the minute, you'd expect him to carry this on. He's said to be a very good communicator. He already speaks pretty good English, so he should be able to hit the ground running and potentially be at United by the weekend's Premier League game. We know at Sporting he liked to use that 3-4-3 system or the sort of 3-4-2-1 system, very similar to what Alonso does at Bayer Leverkusen. Now this is where I start to have my doubts, as do United have the players to fit that system if he wanted to implement that at United? Not quite so sure. There's definitely players that would flourish though, and Højlund is one of the main ones for me. Him in the system, they're in a similar role to what Gyökeres is doing at the minute. Amorim likes his strikers to occupy those central zones. They may not have a ton of involvement in the game in the build-up, but they definitely will have chances to bag a lot of goals. Amorim also likes a mobile number 6 in his team, so this is where Ugarte can come back in. And obviously we know that he knows this manager very well. We potentially have the centre-backs to thrive in that back three. Potentially seeing a system using Martinez, De Ligt and Yoro in that same defensive line. That could be a really good thing to see. But where I have my major doubts though is going to be in the wide areas, as Amorim always has the wing-backs to make that formation work. Very similar, again, as I've said, to Alonso's team. Any back five, you need to have very, very good wing-backs in order to make that formation work. Do United have that? I just don't think so. United, currently, our wingers aren't very defensively minded. Rashford, I think, would thrive in Amorim sort of in one of those front three positions, but otherwise, it's not going to work. Similar with Garnacho and Ahmad as well, I just don't see it. I don't think they're defensively minded enough for those roles. And then our fullbacks, I don't think they're good enough in attack. You look at Dalot, watching him trying to hit an empty net on the weekend. I mean, it was pretty painful, so I don't want to see more of him in the very, very attacking zones. Like, how much money would United have to throw into the recruitment to actually get wing-backs into this squad that could potentially make things work? We've currently got Amas, I think, in the youth system that could potentially make it work, but apart from that, I'm just not really seeing it. You can talk about Luke Shaw all you want, but the guy's just not going to be fit. We know that. Like, Amorim may be more sort of tactically astute and he may be more flexible than what I'm giving him credit for. He might come to United and not really need to actually deploy this sort of five in the back that he was using at Sporting. He's been linked to, obviously, Liverpool, to Man City, and do they have those type of wing backs to use in that system? Not really. So you can see why, obviously, top teams are looking at him. But obviously, at United now, I do just have my doubts. Like, in terms of how his team plays on the pitch, I've already said they do create a ton of chances. He does adopt a brave man-to-man pressing system a lot of the time. If he's going to keep that at United, I just hope he does exactly that. I hope he keeps it brave. We've seen so much of this half-assed pressing under Ten Hag now for more than a season now. So if the Amorim is going to do it, I hope he is brave with it and sticks with it. But he has also shown flexibility, Amorim, in obviously being up against teams in the Champions League particularly who are a lot better than that Sporting team. So he has to show a bit of flexibility. So in Europe, he tends to mark a bit more zonally and play a little bit more on the counter-attack. So he has that flexibility to his game. There's no doubt that he was going to get a top job at some stage. As I've said, he's already been linked to Liverpool heavily when Klopp left. He's been linked to City potentially when Pep leaves. So he's got to be doing something right. I didn't think it'd be United that he was going to, but here we are now. Ineos have obviously deemed him the right man for the job. It's a very interesting appointment if it does go through. As I've said, I got my doubts, I've got my question marks, and that's mainly going to be about what system Amorim tries to use at United. Because if he tries to use that same one that he was using at Sporting, I just don't quite see how it works. I'm trying to be very optimistic. I think this recent start of the season has absolutely just sucked the optimism out of everything for me at United at the minute. Hopefully Amorim comes in and quickly just turns that around. We're going to have to just wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see whether he does get fully appointed first. It's a very interesting one if he does though. Let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think about this potential manager appointment. As always guys, please subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.